So now I got to go to the somewhat more difficult. It's not really that bad. So the diodes are in there. So we have two sets of diodes to test. These six rectifier diodes. These are the power diodes, and so these are the heavy duty ones. And in fact, they're so heavy duty, they're actually they don't have a terminal on this end. They're built into a metal plate. And so you can see there, come on, there we go. Let's try the other camera. Does the other camera show it? Yeah, that's a little bit better. And then there's the light. Still not good enough though. Let's see. Alright, so there you go. So now you see there's a break. Oh, I could point there. There's a break. So there's two crescents in there. And down here is a break, there's a gap, and then there's another gap at the other side. So there's 3 and 3. Let's see for now. So there you see them, they're separated. Actually one is grounded and one goes to the battery terminal. So how do you tell which is which? Well, the white wire there, oh, of course you can't see that. I got to get the camera up to the front. There's a wire in there, a heavy wire. And it's hard to see for you guys, and I could have cleaned it maybe. There it reappears, it routes under there, and it's going to the B terminal here. Now I didn't want to risk getting in there and desoldering this, so I can't pull the coil out, and I just didn't want to bother. Now also, and let's see if we can get a look at them. I don't know if we can. The other diodes are basic rectifier diodes, and they're hidden in there, but we can puzzle out where to test them just from the diagram. I just wanted to see if I could get a look at one, because I know I saw, there's one. Gosh, that's going to be tough for you guys to see. What I'll try to do later is I'll take my camera and I'll try to take a picture. Okay, so what do we do? So if we look at our schematic, and here, let's get a big one. Hopefully someone's vacuuming. Hopefully that's not too disturbing. So now, like this, as I said, we've got, maybe I do need this one. And let's make sure it's on the screen. So we've got 3 diodes that have their mounted end grounded, the negative diodes. And 3 diodes. Now notice that's the common. That's the common. Even though the wires cross, there's no dot. So what will happen is when one of the metal crescents is here, the negative side of the diode, and in this crescent it's the positive side. So when we do our testing, we have to remember that, and we're going to have to reverse the probes, and I'll show you what that means. Let's see if we can get both of these on at the same time. Okay. So the way I'm thinking about it is, I've got those 3 yellow wires. That's for the 3 different, there's 3 coils here. I'll get into that another time. Even though you see a whole bunch of coils, there's 3 separate groups of these coils to make the 3 these 3 you see in here for stator. Stator is the static, the part that doesn't rotate. So I can see there, those yellow wires are here, let's see, we have, try that color. So there's one yellow, there's the other one comes here, and there's the other one, huh? So what I want to do is, I want to put the black wire of my voltmeter here at the B terminal, and black wire, okay, let's be careful. We'll do what the term engineers use, the return. And I'm going to clip that there. And you notice the voltmeter, that's the common terminal. Does that help? Yeah, I think so. Just get this out of the way, huh? Maybe I don't need that. Oh yeah, holy crap, don't need that. All right, now, you may not know it, but when you use an ohm meter actually has a positive voltage here. And so it sends out a positive voltage, it measures the current, and using Ohm's law, I equals V over R, because it knows the voltage it's sending out, then it tells you the resistance. So I can touch each of these three, and I'll get some resistance that's not infinite. Oh, of course I have to pick the right one. Oh, that was dumb. Let's see, which side is that? Yeah. So I look on the back end, I see the white wire. So I'll put my finger there and I'll go back around. So that's the three here. And I can touch each one. Notice that I'm not actually touching one of the yellow wires, but there's these jumper wires going across. So the voltmeter is complaining that it needs to go into battery saver mode. Okay. But for the fun of it, so I saw 2.9 megohms. So I'm going to reverse these. So now the positive is at the B end. So that should mean that it shouldn't conduct now. The diodes are in good shape. I should see infinite resistance. And I do. Good. Now, the better way to do this, because again, diodes are not what are so-called ohmic devices. They're not resistors. Is you want to see if you have a diode mode. And there it is. There's a little diode icon up there. And now what you can do is you can measure the diode drop directly, which is about 0.5 volt. And this is nice because you wanted to see that each one of them is this pretty much the same. See? So that's very useful. Aha. So now, there it goes. I just didn't make. So I've got 3 good positive diodes, and just again to play devil's advocate, I'll reverse them. So it's always a good idea because you want to make sure that you didn't fool yourself. Fat, dumb, happy, and wrong. And nothing, nothing, nothing. And I'm trying hard. I'm digging. That's why there's a sharp point in there, and I'm digging it into these solder joints. Okay, how do we test the negative diodes? So negative diodes are a bit easier, but I have to be a little clever here now. And one thing is, I've got a clip lead on the black, an alligator clip, and I have a pointer here. So I'm going to, well, they're already reversed down there, because what I need to do is I need to put the red end, or the positive part, at the bottom meaning here, on the plate. I have to connect the red, or the positive part, here, but it's convenient to use the alligator clip. So, and I couldn't scare up a red lead with an alligator clip, which is weird. So I am going to, let's see, blah, blah, blah. Where do I connect that? It looks like, so that's interesting. I notice that the incoming from the brushes, so that is I want to just check something. Yeah, oh, that's not the right place. So that's not the ground. So we need somehow, I have to get the clip lead connected to the crescent shape there, the appropriate crescent shape. And let's double check. In fact, it looks like that is, yeah, got it. That's the white. So the white wire was the one with the white wire. We checked already. So now we're going to check the other half. And it's, oh, it's simple, easy peasy. I see it. I just reach in like this. And make sure, well, of course, now it's grounded. In principle, I could do it by simply clipping it to the case, and I think I'll do that. But I run in through the brush hole and connected it to that crescent. And remember, I've now moved it, whoops, to the black wire is now in the probe socket, and the red is common because I need to have positive up at the end, at the positive end of the diode. Okay, so let's take a look. So here's the first one, same voltage drop, second one, and the third one. So all the negative diodes are okay. And just to be absolutely certain, I'm going to reverse the probes once again. And I should read infinite each time. 1, 2, 3. Great. Now the last step would be the diodes that go, so alternators produce AC, so we need rectifying diodes to tell the voltage regulator what's the output voltage. So we're not actually sending this directly. We have a separate 3 diodes. I'm not quite sure why. Oh yeah, of course. If I just went from here to the voltage regulator, then I would lose this gap. I don't want to see I don't want the battery voltage to be visible here, right? Of course, that's why there's 3 separate ones. So how do I check that? So those guys have a common point. The common point is the D plus terminal. And the D, let's get this guy out of here. Oh yeah, one thing, when you lay this down this way, remember you could be scraping the insulation off these wires. So I'm always make sure to leave it, when I'm not playing with it, I leave it like that, and I try to be careful not to slide it around. Okay, so you can get that off. So this one here, this is brushes. So the D plus terminal is the D plus terminal is connected to this little tang here, and that tang goes to that tang in there. So I clip that. I'm going to clip and I have to be careful not to let it get grounded, so I have to push the rubber sleeve over it. And maybe I can do it. No, I can't do it from the side. Okay, so first of all, let's get that clipped on. Yep. So I have, oh, there it is, deep in there. That's clipped to the tang. And let's turn it over to be safe. Let's take a look at the schematic. All right, so common point is, see here, this one, that diode, and that diode. Now, we need to put here the positive. So the common point is got to be positive, so I have to take my meter and I have to switch these two. And then I have to see, where do I put my probe to test those diodes. And, oh, easy peasy, at each of the three outputs of the stator coils. So, and let's see, they may have a slightly different voltage drop. And in fact, what's going on? Yeah. Okay, I'm doing. Oh, dummy. I need to put the pos. Yeah, I had it right the first time. No, I have to put the positive ends here. Okay, now let's see. There we go. So these are slightly different, but what's really nice is they're all basically the same. So my three isolation diodes. Oh yeah, right. There's the clue: isolation. It isolates the battery from the D plus terminal. Great. So now I know that all 9 diodes are fine. And again, since I don't have any circuit for this regulator, and in fact I only have the 3 terminals, I really don't know how to test it. I just have to assume that it was bad because these are good, and but I still needed my extra diode on the outside to make it function properly. All right, so this is going to go up onto YouTube, and people can ask me for this guy, and then there's from the air-cooled people, Mr. Hoover. Oh no, Bus Depot. That's from Ronnie. Okay, well, Richard Atwell. Okay, so this is Ronnie at Bus. Oh no, that's Buster H. Bus Depot published Richard Atwell. He's the guy with Hoover and the Hoover bit dude. So there's other testing here. It talks about using an oscilloscope, and so I will see about throwing it on the oscilloscope. So these are tests probably a lot of you already know. I love it here, huh? The specific gravity. Remember those days? And so you can go through here. Yep, corrosion. And there's some yeah, and then we'll get into this. Oh, good, key on, huh? So I'll have to take a look at that. I'll add the external regulator. No big deal, same thing. The old, I remember this from my Beetle from way back in the day. And that's where I got the schematic. That's commonly available, but I can send people these things if they want. All right, 40 minutes. Kind of long. Maybe I'll break it up. See you soon.